We're sorry. You have reached a number that has been disconnected or is no longer in service. If you feel you have reached this recording in error, please check the number and try your call again.
When it feels scary to jump, Ian, that is exactly when you jump. Otherwise, you end up staying in the same place your whole life. That I can't do.
Happy New Year. Talking in my lower register because I'm getting over a cold. In celebration of the new year, I'm wearing my new sweatshirt from So Needly. Fortunately, the shop has closed. It was a great shop. I loved it. It's the one where I have my 5 feet apart crew neck, which I think you've probably seen if you follow me on Instagram. But this one has Troy and Gabriella and says start of something new, which I think it's quite obvious how much I love High School Musical, but I'm just like, we're just gonna, have some fun with this. I don't have a spoon. Do I have a spoon? Ow. Do I have a spoon? Oh, I do have a spoon. I'm gonna make myself some matcha. Been having a lot of tea lately. Been trying to cut back on caffeine. Well, also, I don't drink coffee when I'm sick. But green tea, it's still tea. It has a little bit of caffeine, but it's tea. I had a lot of coffee last semester, so, to the point where I was having it. That's my dog, you can hear. But it's to the point where I was having, a lot of coffee every single day. My body was depending on it, which I don't like when my body gets to that point. So I was just like, you know what? Since it's break right now, we're just gonna do a little detox. I still like coffee, and I'll have it every once in a while. But I'm going to try not to have it as much as I did last semester. So yesterday for New Year's Eve, I'm obviously sick, so I did not go out. I'm more of a homebody on New Year's, but I was watching The Crown, which is what I was watching this morning while I was I was watching The Crown, and I was watching a little bit of it this morning. I'm almost done with season 5. I like The Crown. I think it's good. But I need to get milk. Hold on. Oh my gosh. It's like I have CF all over again. I'm kidding. I say that as a joke. I said that to my friend yesterday, where I'm like, whenever I get a cold, you'll hear dogs barking. I can't really control that. And you'll hear my dog breathing very heavily. I've kind of learned to live with it, but also, when it comes to videos, I like quiet on set, but also this is reality. You'll hear dogs barking. I was telling my friend yesterday, whenever I get sick, it's like, it fully reminds me that I have cystic fibrosis. Because with Trikafta, a lot of people ask, how are you doing with Trikafta? Blah, 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 blah. Sorry, I don't mean it in a sarcastic way like that, but I'm just saying I get a lot of questions like that. And Trikafta has honestly changed a lot of things for me. Including where my lung function is a lot better. I have a lot more energy. It's completely flipped my life upside down. And I'm working on a video right now actually. I'm planning on making it. I've been working on it. I have a video about how Trikafta has affected me and how it's changed me for the best. I guess it's the best way to put it, a 3 years of being on Trikafta type video. I don't know. For those who don't know what I'm talking about, Trikafta is a medication that came out for those with cystic fibrosis, and it's been a very life-altering, life-changing medication that saved a lot of us. So, long story short, that's what it is. But I did this whole video about it. You can go watch it there. But I have another video coming soon. Anyways, back to what I was saying. I was watching The Crown yesterday and a little bit today. Almost on season 5. I like The Crown. I read a little bit yesterday. Very like cozy, you know, sick New Year's Eve type of night. I did rest a lot, talking to a couple of my friends too, and I was reading It Starts With Us. I'm now at the halfway point. I really don't like it. I do like It Ends With Us. I think that one just had a lot more meat to it. It's also very much of an adult book. I do realize that. And I don't really like that, honestly. So I wouldn't say I like these books. But like with reading It Ends With Us, and then it's going to soon become a movie, I'm just like, I want to read the book. So then It Starts With Us is like the part 2. So I'm like, I need to read this, and I don't like it. And I'm not sure if I want to finish the book, because to me I feel like I'm wasting my time. So I don't really know what I wanted this video to be, but I just wanted to do like a little chit-chat, check-in kind of thing with you guys, but kind of like it's a new year, let's talk, you know? So last year was crazy. Like, I look back at last year and I honestly cannot believe that was last year. Like, I feel like some of the things I experienced happened years ago, but really it happened all last year. The start of the new year, I'm trying to scroll down on my Instagram because I feel like my Instagram is a good way for me to track, like, what's been going on in my life. How have I been? Let's see. Starting out with like early January, my friend Katie and I got coffee and took a little stroll and took a few photos, and I definitely felt like I was having like my Hogwarts moment. I don't know, my outfit and everything. I was very much my Hogwarts phase. I still am, because it's still so new to me, but I was just like, oh my gosh, I love Harry Potter. And my friend Lauren and I had like a little virtual sleepover and watched the Harry Potter Return to Hogwarts thing. So like January was very much like Hogwarts, and then starting school. Not starting school. I'd been at my university for a couple semesters now, but this was my first time in person. I was overwhelmed. I'm just like, this school is so big. I don't know where I'm going. I don't have any friends. I don't know what's happening. I was very overwhelmed, and I think it's so crazy to like look back at that picture, because I'm just like, to where I was there to where I am now, I'm just like, wow, a lot has changed, a lot has happened since that time. And then what's crazy is about 2 weeks into the school semester, and just a little bit more confidence and a little bit of like, hey, I'm gonna be all right. This is an intense semester, but I'm gonna be okay. If I thought that was an intense semester, oof, I was kidding myself. I worked on 2 student capstones. So capstones, if you guys aren't aware of what I've been doing and what I've been posting on my channel lately, a capstone is like your final project in college. And for me, being a film student, that's short films. So like your capstone is you're producing a short film. And so to work on a capstone, you're working on like a student film set, and we try to be the school that I go to, like, it's very hands-on, but also try to keep things as realistic as possible to give us enough exposure and experience. And I worked on my first 2. The first one was called Special Day, and the other one, I always mispronounce it, but It's spelled Safar. I'm not going to even try it because I know I want to say sulfur. I want to say that's how you say it, but I always mispronounce it. But what's crazy is that out of these two capstones, 90% of my friends came from the first capstone, which is just crazy. Like, all of us are all working on each other's capstones last semester and this semester. Like, we're going to be filming our films, like, very soon. Oh my word. It's a little bit crazy and scary and exciting at the same time. So we're all working on each other's films, and it's just crazy because I'm just like, who would have thought? Like, us little kids not knowing what we're doing. Okay, some of us knew what we were doing. I felt like I did not know what I was doing. But they've grown to become like my closest friends, which is so, so special. What was this? April, I was really struggling with doubt. Doubt about myself, doubt about, am I cut out for this industry? I was just questioning a lot of things. I'm just like, why am I doing this? Like, can I even go into this film industry? And at that time, honestly, the problem is that I used to be a people pleaser. I mean, I still am sometimes because it's good to want to please people, but also it's good to an extent. And then you get past that, and then you're like really much of a people pleaser, and then you're like breaking your back for others, and it's just like. And I was the type of person where I would bend over backwards, breaking my back for people who didn't even deserve it. So I had been like that for a very long time, various different chapters in my life. And this is the point where I'm starting to come out of that. And it was hard because without being a people pleaser, I'm just like, I'm questioning everything. And then everyone's telling you all this different opinions and advice. And the number one thing I've learned this past year, and it's something that one of my teachers says, but I'm going to give you the G-rated version, is sometimes you have to tell your brain to shut up. And he says that like 20,000 times a day. And it's true. And another friend of mine says you have to just pick and choose and know what is true and just go for that. And you have your faith and you trust God that He will take care of the rest. And that's really what I've been working on this entire year, because not even just with this industry, but just life in general, I've learned, oh no, my camera's gonna overheat right when I'm talking about this. People always have opinions about what you do, what you say, how you act, but it's your choice of how you're gonna respond to it or if you're gonna ignore it, because at the end of the day, the choice is up to you. No one else can make the decisions for you. And sometimes you do have to turn off the opinions of others and just focus on yourself and focus on what you know is true. And it's taken me a long time to get from where I was to where I am now. And it's definitely I've had to put up a lot of boundaries and just a lot of analyzing different things of is this good for me to hold on to? Is this helpful to me? No, it's not. I'm going to throw it away. I'm going to stop talking and let my camera cool down for a second because it's going to overheat. Sonys do that. I love my Sony camera, but it just doesn't. Just loves to overheat sometimes.
So I heard this quote the other day that really impacted me. It said, "You're suffering from self-doubt while others are intimidated by your full potential."
So May was probably one of the best. Okay. Yeah. I mean, what am I saying? May was one of the best months for the spring semester. I don't know. I think things were going smoothly for school, as far as I can remember. I remember I was getting a little bit burnt out from my podcast during that time because I was just trying to finish all these interviews because I was leaving for Colorado. But I had a few collaborations lined up for, my brain is going blank. A few collaborations lined up for my college diary senior year, which is themed a little bit around High School Musical. And I got to check off a major thing off my bucket list, and that was to go to the High School Musical school. When I tell you, it was the best day ever. It was the best day ever. I'll sum up Colorado. Colorado for the summer was, it was a roller coaster. It was a roller coaster of many different emotions and experiences, but I'm so thankful for everything that I went through and everything that I learned, and just the people that I got to know over the summer, and also that I was able to be with a lot of my Colorado friends, especially Haley. Like, I was with her, like, if I wasn't at my job, I was off doing who knows what with Haley. But, you know, I got to see fireworks over my favorite lake, Steamboat Lake. I got to go to my first country concert. I got to go to Cheyenne Frontier Days. I got to see Ian Munsick perform live. Like, what? Like, literally, it was the best. Those moments are, like, the highlights. Like, and just, it was just like a lot of the little things too that I really treasure from that summer. There were a lot of difficulties that I faced and endured, that's for sure. But those moments like really helped shape me to be where I am now. So I think it's a good thing. I went through a lot of different and difficult experiences this past summer, and overcoming them, because it really did help shape me to be where I am now, especially this past semester. I feel like I had to go through all that to know of the things that I'm capable of. I know that's very vague, and that's as much detail as I'll give about that, but for those who know. So, yeah, a growing time for sure. And then coming back, but also, okay, one more thing. The place where I worked and where I was this past summer, you know, it was a good time for me because I was able to kind of close up some loose ends from my childhood and my past, and kind of just, I guess in a way, not say goodbye to Colorado, but just say thank you for everything. And, you know, would I still love to move back to Colorado one day? Yes, absolutely. But for the time being, I'm content and happy with where God has me. So it's kind of like a realization moment of that for me as well. Then moving on to coming back to California, hit the ground running. You know, I had another collaboration lined up. Had my little Gabriela Montez moment at Stanford University, just walking around. Yeah, and then I had like a couple days and then school started. So it was like a fast turnaround. And immediately jumped in. And you guys have heard from my past couple vlogs how many capstones I was working on, and the amount of classes I was taking. It was a lot. I don't recommend doing how much I did, but I did it, and I'm really proud of myself for that. And, you know, I think with cystic fibrosis, I've always had a mindset of, if you tell me I can't do something, I'm obviously going to do the complete opposite and prove you wrong. Or if you underestimate me, you know, it's very much me and CF who's like, nope, I'll prove you wrong. That's just, I don't know, that's just kind of how I am. I'm working on learning to cut back. But this upcoming semester, I've cut back a lot. But, yeah, it was just crazy. Hit the ground running. But the major thing that was happening this past semester, and you can really tell on my Instagram too, because from January to August, I was like posting a lot on social media, blah, blah, blah. Everything was consistent. And then after that, it was like every few weeks I'll post something. And if you don't, I'm looking down on my Instagram. That's what I'm scrolling through. And, you know, it's good that I was able to kind of have those breaks on social media, because I didn't have to feel pressured to think of a video or to pull out my camera or to think XYZ or anything like that, because that was just adding more stress and more things to my plate that I honestly did not need. And I was really learning to just be in the moment. And some of those moments are just like the greatest moments I had. You know, I got to go on several different adventures with a few of my very close friends, and very thankful for that. Going into 2023, like, there's a lot that's even more that's about to change. And it really is the start of something new. You know, I'm going to be graduating and then just jumping into the real world. And it's crazy and it's scary, but at the same time, like, I have total peace about it because I know God's got it. And why should I fear something if I know that God has made me capable or has given me the gifts to do certain things? Why would God have gotten me this far if this wasn't his plan for me? You know, God is always working, and he is faithful, and I trust him 100% with my future or what's happening. And I think that's another reason why I'm feeling calm about how the semester is going to go, but also because I've learned, you know, take one day at a time, appreciate this day that you're in. Because I used to be the type of person where my brain will just go way down the road and just way down there. And my brain still does that, but it does it more on a producing aspect. So I think of more logistical, analytical, film, future planning stuff. But then for my own stuff, I'm like, you know, I only know everything up to this point. After that, I have no idea, and God is in control. I'm going to trust him and just continue to follow him, because I would not have gotten this far without God. Yeah, you know, there is a lot of change happening in my life, a lot of behind the scenes things that are happening in my life. And I think another reason why I stepped away from YouTube for a while is just because I needed to think about what did I want to share and what did I not want to share. Where do my boundaries lie with YouTube now and social media? Because, you know, there's a lot when you're working on film stuff. There's a lot of stuff you can't share. And there's also, you know, cystic fibrosis has changed in a positive way for me, but to the point where I don't have a lot to talk about right now with that. And I love sharing my life with you guys and friends and family and everyone else who's watching. But at the same time, I'm an open book with my friends, but when it comes to online, surprisingly, I'm a private book. So it took me a while to figure out, what do I want to share online now? How do I want to use my platforms now? So I've taken some time and I've figured it out. Is there going to be a schedule for my channel? No. I can't commit to a schedule for YouTube anymore. At least not right now. But there are some videos that I've been working on or I'm planning on, and these I'm really proud of, because I really also want to push myself artistically and continue to get better at my editing skills. And this is a great way to continue to just like put content out there, but also, you know, show off a little bit of my skills and just to practice as well. So and still use it as a creative outlet, which I think is really, really good. But I've definitely learned over the past year that I don't owe anyone anything of information about my life. I get to be the one that chooses what I post and when I post and why I post. You know, back when I started this 5 years ago, you know, I was just talking about CF, just doing it for fun, doing fun little videos of like, what's my purse? Oh, the best friend challenge and all these other type things, you know, like the basic YouTube stuff. And I was just doing it for fun. And I feel like for a while I was letting the pressures of having a schedule and other people's opinions and things like that get in the way of why I started this channel. And where I still want to advocate for CF, I think now I want to continue to share more about me or life or things in general, but do it with a twist. Do what I enjoy or what inspires me. You know, if that involves putting a High School Musical twist on it, heck, I'm gonna do it because I love that. May not be for everyone, but I enjoy it. And I feel like when I enjoy what I'm creating, it's a lot more evident on my work. When I don't like what I'm putting out there, it's very obvious. So, you know, it's a new chapter for YouTube. It's a new season and chapter in my life. It's the start of something new. Sorry, I had to, you know, High School Musical. My friend Alyssa was saying this to me the other day when I was telling her about my channel and about my frustrations with it. And she's like, you should do a video where it's like, the old Ashley can't come to the phone right now. Why? Oh, because she's dead. Like, okay, if you don't get that reference, then people, Taylor Swift, come on. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, I should. So, a lot has changed. A lot has changed in me, and it will be seen on this channel. And let me just say, I'm also someone who I speak my mind a lot more now. Oh my gosh, do people in my personal life know that for sure? I speak my mind a lot more in things. I don't hold back sometimes. Sometimes that bites me back when I speak so much of my mind, but the opinions of others and what others think of me, and just letting it hold me back, that's a thing in the past. There have been so many videos I've wanted to post, but just questioned how people would respond or what family members would think or yada yada yada. I would just like get in this whole mindset. So that's over with. And I'm so excited to show you what I've been working on and to share different aspects and different opinions and things that I have on certain things. And don't worry, we're not getting political. I'm not bringing that into my channel. But, you know, just different things about CF that I've never shared before. Different things about film that I've never shared before. Realistic things about being a 20-something-year-old going into the film industry, you know? Getting real and raw about different things. Not too raw, but just real. There's a YouTuber I watch. Her name is Ashley Taylor, and she lives in Colorado, and she's a new nurse, and she's like very aesthetically pleasing, but also at the same time she's very real and raw and like to an extent. I think we all have that extent. We all have that line that we won't cross, like all us YouTubers. But I mean, there's some people who cross that line. Anyways, maybe they don't have a line. Maybe they do. I don't know. But I'm just saying, a boundary line. And you know, she's very honest about a lot of things, and I really respect her for that. And her channel is my favorite one to watch because I like how it's very simple and how it's made, but also how she can just give life updates, or how she just shares her opinions on things or her life, and I really like that. So you'll be seeing things will be changing.